Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little subscribe button at the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, click that subscribe button. Really does help our channel grow, our audience grow, and I really do appreciate it more than you know. So click that subscribe button. Appreciate your support. Now, here's the video that you came here for. So we have officially reached a very important part on the college hoops calendar for the 2024-2025 season. Why is that? Well, it is because for the first time since Selection Sunday, okay, the college basketball transfer portal is officially closed, meaning it is now a one-lane highway. You're either going there or you're staying exactly where you are. You're not going there, maybe coming back, maybe doing this, maybe doing that. No. The players that are in are in. If you're not in, you're staying where you are or whatever, but you ain't transferring. At the same time, though, just because the portal may be closed does not mean that there is still not action, and we will continue to cover it as information pops. And just moments ago, we got ourselves a very important piece of information as yet another player has signed up to be part of John Calipari's first Arkansas Razorbacks basketball team. That is because, as I said moments ago, Adou Thiero, who just spent 2 years playing for John Calipari at Kentucky, has decided that he will follow Coach Cal to Arkansas and be part of Coach Cal's first Arkansas Razorbacks team, to which I just got one question, people. Can anything stop the Big Pink invasion? That is right. Can anything stop the Big Pink invasion? By the way, as you see on your scroller, make sure that you are following our Torres on the Hogs account for all things late-breaking Arkansas sports. And oh, by the way, Big Pig Invasion tees, of course, available at AaronTorresOnline.com. With that said, let's get into this commitment. The seventh player that is part of the 2024-2025 Arkansas Razorbacks. And this is a big piece, okay? So first off, Adou, very interesting story. His dad plays at Memphis, okay? And when he initially commits to, his dad plays for Calipari at Memphis, I should say. And when he commits to Kentucky 3 off seasons ago, it's just this out of nowhere. Nobody sees it coming. Who is this kid? He's from Pittsburgh. Oh, his dad played for Cal, whatever. Freshman year, Kentucky was kind of thin. He kind of got thrown into the fire and just did not look ready. I can honestly say, don't let the stats fool you on Adou Thiero. I believe that he improved as much as any player that I can ever remember from one off season to the next in college basketball. That might be hyperbole to you. If that's how you feel, that's completely fine. But I am just telling you, year one, he looks so overwhelmed physically, emotionally, skill-wise, talent-wise, whatever. And he comes back as a sophomore. And it certainly helped. They took one of the foreign tour trips they played in Canada. It was technically a tournament, but whatever, you get the point. So they take the foreign tour, and you could just tell he's a different player. He's playing with a different set of confidence. He is bigger. He's stronger. He's more athletic. And I thought, and you can find the tweet on social media, I said, to me, early in the season, he reminded me of a Draymond Green type for Kentucky a year ago. A guy that can really probably guard positions 2 through 5, probably can't, scurry around guarding a 5'10" point guard, but can guard 2s, 3, 4, 5s. He's a playmaker with the ball in his hands, can take people off the dribble, can in the high post find cutters and passers. Like, I was just so impressed with how much he grew as a sophomore. Now, the tough part for him, dealt with some injuries, and as everybody knows with this past Kentucky team, I'm not making excuses, but it was weird. Guys were coming in and out of the lineup all year. Calipari didn't have his full roster at his disposal till early February. Then they immediately get another injury. And so there was never continuity, and Adou's role kind of increased and decreased and increased and decreased. And then he's injured, then he's not, and then he's this, and then he's that. And it's funny, I can even go back to the Oakland game. And I remember he got subbed out early, and I wondered if he had gotten hurt. I was like, why has he not been back in this game? But he was a guy that sacrificed a lot for this past Kentucky team. But I just bring it up to say, I love the way he fits with Arkansas, but I find this recruitment very interesting. Let me explain why. It is because even before Cal left for Arkansas, Adou Thiero was a player who entered the transfer portal. And at the time, it was, he's not coming back. He doesn't want to play for Cal. He doesn't believe in the vision. He doesn't like Cal. And I remember hearing pretty early on that that wasn't fully accurate. You can even go to some videos that I did when Cal accepted the coaching job and talking about players that I thought could potentially follow him. And I said, I think Adou Thiero is a player that in theory could follow John Calipari to Arkansas. And you can go find the videos on YouTube where on YouTube, I have Kentucky fans saying, oh, wow, Torres, you're an idiot. He hates Cal. He'll never play for him again, blah, 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 this and that. Well, as I said, I was never sold that was the case. I think he probably wanted a clear understanding of what his role would be if he decided to transfer. Now he's an Arkansas Razorback after visiting earlier this week. And this to me is an important commitment for a couple reasons. First off, you know the Cal system. But two, for a guy that only averaged 7 points and 5 rebounds, go ahead and look at who was recruiting him. He was very coveted by other schools. Now, I can't sit here and lie and say how hard Mark Pope pushed to keep him, and I'm not going to. But I know North Carolina wanted him bad. There was a picture that surfaced about probably 10 days or so ago of Hubert Davis, the North Carolina coach in Lexington, Kentucky, on like a random Tuesday or a Wednesday or whatever. And everyone's trying to figure out, why is Hubert Davis in Lexington? Oh, it's because he was in Lexington, the home of another blue blood, the home of the other most successful program in college basketball history, trying to recruit Adou Thiero. So he goes home, credit to Cal, with Chin Coleman, flies up to Pittsburgh, and whatever they sold Adou Thiero and his family, it clearly worked because now he's a Razorback. And now here is the fun part, because I believe a couple things about Adou Thiero. I'm about as high on Adou Thiero as you can be, okay? One, I believe he's an NBA player. Not everyone is a one and done. Not everyone is John Wall or Anthony Black, Moses Moody, if you're a Razorbacks fan. But some guys can get to the NBA after 2 or 3 years. It's okay. Not everybody has to get there when they're 19 years old. Not everybody has to be Nick Smith Jr., okay? But I bring it up because this guy, NBA size, NBA length, NBA athleticism for sure. You could argue he's one of the best athletes in all of college basketball. And so he's going to an Arkansas team that I think he fits this roster that has been assembled perfectly. We talked after the most recent commitment of John L. Davis. We talked about the needs of the Arkansas Razorbacks. And one thing we said, they probably need a 4. I still believe you can play Jonas Adou and Big Z together. I don't know that that's what's best for everyone. And even then, you need other guys in the front court that can help. And so Adou, to me, even though he's only about 6'8", I think he is a 4. But he's a stretch 4 that can put the ball on the floor, that can dribble, that can pass, that can shoot. And you can play him at the 3, but I think he is going to be best at the 4, attack the glass, whatever. And I think he's going to fit in very nicely with the other pieces. You're starting to see this roster come together. As I just said, Jonas Adou, Big Z at the 5. You now have Adou Thiero at the 4. Remember, a guy with 2 years of SEC experience. That's important. John L. Davis comes with 4 years of college experience. Big Z comes with some experience. Jonas Adou with 3 years of SEC experience. And so you're already seeing a couple things. One, you're seeing the roster come together positionally. As I said, Jonas Adou, Big Z at the 5, Adou at the 4. The 3 is probably where you're going to play a Carter Knox. You're going to probably play a Billy Richmond. If you want to go smaller, you can probably play Boogie Fland with John L. Davis and maybe a third guard who is not yet on the roster. But you now have so much lineup versatility because of Adou. But also, this is important to me because of the lineup versatility, but also the experience that he brings and the thing that I keep going back to. Everybody said when Calipari left Kentucky, oh, he's just going to try to do the same thing, and it's all going to be freshmen, and it'll never work. And I said, I think this guy's smart enough to know, smart enough to adjust. And he said, even before he left the previous stop, like, yes, we will still recruit really good freshmen because I still believe talent trumps everything. But yeah, am I kind of done with 7 freshmen? And I keep coming back to it. I keep saying it, but I mean it. This feels like the reset that Cal needed. You don't need 6 or 7 freshmen every year, and you can see him blending veteran guys, 2, 3, 4-year college players with also the high upside freshman. Boogie Flam might not be there night one. That's okay. That's what you have an Adou Thiero for. Carter Knox might not be a superstar day one. That's why you have John L. Davis to kind of pick his chin up when things aren't going well. And so I'm so excited about this roster, and I'm so excited about as it's coming together. Couple more thoughts. One, first of all, we talked about this with the John L. Davis commitment. Still think there's some pieces away. Think the front court maybe needs one more body. You know, you have what, 7 now or 8 now? You have 7 now, I believe. Yeah, you have 7 now. I think you need probably 2 more pieces in the backcourt. I still think a primary ball handler, a DJ Wagner, to me is ideal. I don't know that you want Nelly Davis running that offense most of the game. But you need a primary ball handler, probably a little bit more shooting, probably one more spot in the front court. And it appears as though Cal agrees. You know, we saw the report on Thursday morning, Matt Norlander, that Davion Smith could potentially get serious with Arkansas. We'll see if it happens. But yeah, so you have that situation. You probably need a little bit more shooting. But this roster is coming together, and it's a really good roster. Listen, I put out my updated way too early top 25, and we're going to talk about it the next time we do a live show. I think Arkansas and Kentucky, now credit to Kentucky. By the way, if you're watching this, this is not a Kentucky shirt. Just let the record show I'm not wearing Kentucky blue on an Arkansas podcast. As a matter of fact, you know what CSUB is? This is Cal State San Bernardino, coached by former Arkansas assistant coach Gus Arsenal, okay? So even when I'm wearing blue, we're still talking Hogs. Okay, anyway, neither here nor there. I just bring it up to say that when I start looking at next season, look at the 7 that Cal has. And I would argue this roster is further along than some other ones that I've seen. Now, they're not maybe where Kansas is right now. They're maybe not where whoever, Gonzaga is, basically returns everybody. But you start to look around. 7 really good pieces. 4 of them with experience at the high major level. With more to come, that's a pretty good spot to be in. 2 McDonald's All-Americans from this year's class. 3 guys that have played marquee major college basketball. 4 guys that have NCAA tournament experience. Listen, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, and it's not going to be perfect. You're not going undefeated. This isn't going to be the best team in the history of college basketball. But I love how this roster is coming together. I think these Arkansas Razorbacks are going to be really, really dangerous. And obviously, as they keep adding pieces, we will continue to keep you updated. If you enjoyed this video, do me a quick favor. Make sure to subscribe to the Aaron Torres Pod YouTube channel. New clips, new videos going up every single day. Make sure you're following our Arkansas specific page, Torres on the Hogs. Plenty more coming